So I've been to open houses that were not as how do I want to say this? So I've been to open houses that I felt were not quality open houses. Ready? Okay. Hello, my name is Denise Nightingale. I'm with Keller Williams, downtown St. Pete, the Lockhart Wasseth team. And today I just wanted to touch on some points on how to best hold an open house when you have a listing or if you're holding one for a fellow agent. The best thing to do about open houses is to get one. You can get one because you're part of a team and you have other agents that don't have the time to do one just because life happens and they have families and other events going on. So you can offer yourself that way. Another way is, at least here locally, there is a network of different brokers that will ask if there are any agents that are able to host open houses. So at that point, or if that's the case in your area, it was really easy to do. If there's a contact person, you let them know what weekends you're available, and they text you back or email you back what properties are available. So my first open house was me contacting the network. And I just called and I said, hey, I have this weekend open. Are there any houses that are available for me to host? And there were several of them, and I picked the one that I was more comfortable with just because I knew the neighborhood a little bit better. So I was able to host and was able to honestly get some clients just from holding that open house. So, you know, people came in that didn't have agents working with them. And so I was able to go ahead and secure some clients that way. Really, there are goals that you set in order to host an open house. One is either you just want to go ahead, if you're a new agent, you're trying to expose yourself to people that are looking for homes, right? So you want to be the first contact that they have. Another reason is that you have the listing. So you're lucky enough to have a listing and you're selling the home. And so obviously you want to make sure that you secure a buyer for that listing. So I've been to open houses that were not as how do I want to say this? So I've been to open houses that I felt were not quality open houses, where the agent doesn't necessarily engage with the buyer, or maybe it wasn't as clean as it could have been. And really it's just going the extra mile if you want to have a successful open house. So what I typically do is when I come to the house, I usually probably the weekend of, I drive the neighborhood just to make sure that I know exactly where the house is. Also, it's good to look at other properties and where you might price them. Also, you can look them up also on MLS and see what they sold for. Definitely looking at comps of either sold properties or new ones, active ones. So I go ahead and do that. And then after that, the day of, I'm sure to put up those signs of open houses early enough, not too early, but definitely early enough where I feel like I could get some traffic from people just seeing my sign that there's an open house. When I get here, I go ahead and turn on all the lights, which you guys all know this. Really do common sense things. So walk around, see if it looks dirty. If it looks dirty, clean it up for your future guests that are about to walk in the door. Make it feel homey. I do normally have a candle going or some type of scent that feels homey. Today's open house, we had apple cider and donuts because it is fall, and very atypical. Florida is having nice fall weather. So, okay, I turned around because you're looking at me. Typically, I print out several sheets for an open house. One happens to be the listing sheet. It'll describe the property, and that's something that the client or the future buyer is able to take with them. Usually there's some pictures that kind of will show features of the home, like the high end features. So if the bathroom was remade, that's one of the pictures you want on the listing sheet. Disclosures are another thing that I print out. Disclosures just says what the homeowner knows about the house, whatever that may be. The comps is something that I also print out for not only so that a buyer can see whether the price of the home is comparable to other properties in the area, but also this may not be, Joe Smith's home, but maybe he can look down the street that there is a property down the street that is active or available that maybe that looks more like home to him. So comps is another sheet. The sign-in sheet as well is a sheet that is easily created. It's really not rocket science. You can look on Google. Typically your broker will have some samples of sign-in sheets. You want to have that so you can go ahead and do the follow-up after that. Typically I will send a picture of myself outside the home, and before I even start dinner, if my open house is from 1 to 3 like today's was, I will snap a picture of me in the home and thank everybody for coming to my open house and just offer any services that they may need. Some of the people that walk through the house already have agents, and so that's basically all they'll get from me. But if they don't have an agent yet, typically I will go ahead and use the information that they signed up with, so their name, their email typically, and a telephone number. I will go ahead and follow up probably a week from today with a text or an email just to see if they've found their home, and see if I can provide any more services for them. Obviously our business cards are always out there. I work with a partner, and so our business cards are there, and you just want to make sure that they go home with your business card. Some of them will screenshot it, which is easy. I actually have a digital business card that I also use that has been useful to be able to provide to future buyers. And also know the home. Make sure you know all when the roof was redone, when is there a tankless water heater, where the floor is just refinished, the AC. Those are typical questions that I think any agent gets, and knowing those answers are key. Again, I've been in open houses where the agent has no clue about the house. That's not how you want to sell the property or sell yourself as an agent. Last but not least is conduct yourself professionally. I always honestly engage people like if they're my family. So I am the professional in the room typically, but I want them to feel at home so that they can see themselves as being here and see this house as their own and their home. So I treat people very friendly and like their family. But I also make sure I present myself in a way that that if somebody were to walk in, they would know that I'm the realtor in the home. I've been to open houses where you can't really tell who the realtor is because they don't look professional, as in they're wearing shorts and flip-flops. That's not how you want to present yourself at all. If you're the professional and somebody's investing in a house, which is usually typically is anybody's biggest investment.